All right, let's talk about something. In a world where crypto is all about crazy hype and wild swings, what if the real future of blockchain is being built somewhere, well, somewhere completely unexpected? Today, we're diving into Indiana and its quiet, super methodical plan to become the bedrock of Web3.
So, when I say tech innovation, where does your mind go? Silicon Valley? New York? Yeah, probably. But what if I told you the real sustainable future of blockchain is taking roots somewhere else entirely? As we're about to see, the American heartland is making a surprisingly strong case for itself.
So let's get into it. To really understand what Indiana is up to, we first have to zoom out a little and look at this new playbook being written all across the Midwest.
It really boils down to two totally different ways of doing things. On one side, you've got the classic coastal model, right? Super high costs, a ton of market volatility, and let's be honest, a whole lot of regulatory risk. But the heartland, they're building on a different foundation altogether. Lower costs, way more stability, and a proactive push for clear rules. This is a strategy built for the long haul, not just for the next big hype cycle. And look, this isn't just an idea on paper. Take Chicago, for instance. It's already this institutional powerhouse smack in the middle of the Midwest. You've got huge names like Block and MasterCard setting up shop. And, what's really important, it has regulated exchanges like Bitnomial for Bitcoin futures, all backed by specialized VCs. This proves the region has a real knack for building serious, grown-up financial infrastructure. Okay, so now let's see how Indiana is taking that Heartland model and just running with it. They have a very specific, very deliberate institutional strategy. And this is where it gets really interesting. See, instead of chasing the latest crypto headlines and meme coins, Indiana is playing a totally different game. They're laser-focused on building something quiet, methodical, and genuinely sustainable. It feels less like a sprint to grab attention and a lot more like a marathon to build real, lasting value. So, how are they actually doing it? Well, their whole strategy rests on three interconnected pillars that all support each other. Let's break them down one by one.
First up, pillar number one is all about building institutional trust. This is not about appealing to speculators. It's about attracting the big, serious, established financial players, the ones who need a super high degree of compliance and security to even play ball.
And here is the proof right here. Indiana actually managed to recruit Anchorage Digital, the very first federally chartered crypto bank in the entire country. They even sweetened the deal with tax credits. I mean, that sends a massive signal to the whole industry. Indiana is a safe, stable, and trustworthy place for regulated digital assets.
Okay, let's move on to the second pillar, which is just as critical, policy clarity. You know, for these massive institutions to invest millions, even billions, they need predictable rules. They just can't operate in an environment where the rug could be pulled out from under them at any moment. And Indiana isn't just talking about it, they're actually doing it. Instead of waiting around for the federal government to figure things out, they're passing their own proactive laws. House Bill 1156, for example, actually defines what digital assets are and protects mining operations. And at the same time, another bill gives the state itself the green light to start using blockchain for its own services. This kind of action just obliterates risk and shows real commitment. And the third pillar, well, this provides the fuel for the entire system. World-class academic research. This is what creates the talent and the fundamental innovation you need to keep an ecosystem like this going for years and years. Indiana's got academic powerhouses like the Purdue University Blockchain Lab, which is focused on solving the really hard problems: security, cryptography, scalability. Meanwhile, research coming out of Notre Dame has directly led to the creation of actual companies like SIMBA Chain. So this isn't just theory, right? It's a direct pipeline of specialized talent and technology feeding right back into the state's big picture goals. Speaking of SIMBA Chain, let's zoom in on a key player that was literally born from this unique ecosystem. This is where you can really see the strategy come to life. So, what is SIMBA Chain? Basically, it's a low-code platform that helps huge organizations, we're talking defense and government, build secure blockchain applications without needing an army of crypto geniuses. Think about things like supply chain management for the US Navy and the Air Force. These are incredibly high-stakes, real-world applications. And if you need any more proof that this whole model is actually working, look no further. SIMBA Chain raised a whopping $25 million in its Series A funding round. That's some serious capital flowing into a company that is a direct product of Indiana's focus on academic research and enterprise-level solutions. Now, I've got a quick story for you that perfectly captures Indiana's entire strategy. It's what I'm calling the tale of two rescues.
Okay, so check this out. On one hand, you have ResScore Records. It's Indiana's first metaverse record label, a really cool grassroots cultural project. Then you have another company called ResCore, but this one's a business-to-business software company that helps restaurants manage repairs. It has absolutely nothing to do with Web3, and it raised a massive $39 million from huge VCs like Tiger Global. And here's the point. This distinction is everything. While the cultural Web3 stuff is happening, Indiana's actual strategy is squarely focused on building and attracting companies like that second rescue. Stable, high-value, enterprise software. It's a bet on B2B utility over consumer speculation.
So let's tie this all together. What is the ultimate Indiana advantage here? It's that they've built a self-reinforcing ecosystem.
Look how this flywheel works. It starts with that deep academic research, which pumps out specialized talent. Then, the proactive policy creates a stable, low-risk playground for that talent. That combination attracts the really serious, high-compliance players like Anchorage Digital. And finally, when they succeed, it proves the model works, which, you guessed it, attracts even more investment. It's this powerful, self-sustaining growth cycle.
This quote from one of our sources just nails it. The overarching goal of the Midwest appears to be establishing itself as the operational and compliance backbone for U.S. crypto firms. That's it. It's an incredibly ambitious and, frankly, a really smart vision.
Which leaves us with this final question. Indiana has placed its bet. It's chosen this quiet, regulated, and stable path for its blockchain future. In an industry that is so often defined by chaos and hype, you really have to wonder, is the slow and steady approach the one that's actually destined to win the race?